The First Amendment provides freedom of association, expression, press, and religion. In Seattle Times Company v. Rhinehart, we'll explore whether a protective order can be granted during discovery when exercising a First Amendment right may harm another. Rhinehart was the spiritual leader of the Aquarian Foundation cult. The Seattle Times published many articles about the supposed activities of Rhinehart and the Foundation, including Rhinehart leading paid seances and hosting an extravaganza at a penitentiary where inmates were treated to cash prizes and what the paper implied were nude dancers. Rhinehart claimed that the articles contained fictional and untrue statements and that the Seattle Times knew or should have known they were false. Consequently, Rhinehart sued Seattle Times Company in the Washington Superior Court. Seattle Times denied many of the allegations and initiated extensive discovery. However, Rhinehart refused to disclose certain financial information, the identity of the Foundation's donors, and a list of its members. Seattle Times filed a Rule 37 motion seeking an order to compel discovery. Rhinehart argued that revealing the identities of the Foundation's donors and members would violate their First Amendment rights and moved for a protective order to prevent Seattle Times from disseminating any information it gained through discovery. Seattle Times had already indicated that it intended to use the information in future articles. The trial court granted Seattle Times' motion to compel, but limited the information required. However, the trial court didn't grant Rhinehart's request for a protective order. Rhinehart filed a motion for reconsideration detailing threats and attacks experienced by Foundation members. In response, the trial court granted the protective order. Seattle Times appealed the protective order to the Washington Supreme Court, which affirmed the order after finding that the trial court didn't abuse its discretion. Due to a circuit split on the issue, the United States Supreme Court granted cert.